My book Timeless Tweets 2000 of May 2021, which contains a commentary on life and over 2,000 tweets, is presented in video format in YouTube. A number of videos of small size has been produced for convenience of readers. This is one such. Video 24, Chapter 9.1. Any claim of films to educate or enlighten the public is absurd. It will be good if they stop with harmless entertainment and refrain from creating ripples of dissent and sour taste in society. Controversial films are wholly unwarranted. It is sickening to go on reading an endless stream of crime. Reports without a breath of fresh air of punishment meted out. Habitual offenders, history sheeters, serial killers, and like terms are a scourge on our weak judicial system that suffers from excessive emphasis on benefit of doubt and extreme aversion for death penalty. Meaningful dialogues may not all have punch. Punch dialogues may not all have meaning, including this one maybe. Criminals who don't care for others' lives while executing their intentions deserve to be executed when convicted. Any hesitation in this regard is the foundation for crimes to survive and thrive. After Sada rape and gang rape, we now hear of toddler rape. We cannot send toddler offenders to jail for 20 years. Time to think. If a plate is hot, there must be a burner below. Now many plates are hot. Time to review effective films, magazines, internet, and fashion industry. Every headline has a deadline. Shocking news, one after another. 101,000 crores swindled. We are unmoved. Our blood does not rush. We are entertained by the media, not enlightened. We yearn for more such news. What a perverted society! If a person donates his property for charity, he is fit for unqualified appreciation. We don't analyze motives. Likewise, IT searches that have unearthed 1,200 crores of unexplained income deserve to be commended. If Tamil Nadu politicians analyze motives, it's deplorable. Theft occurs here and there, and now and then. Corruption, on the other hand, which is worse than theft, occurs 24/7 and all over the place, at least in India. Help when the other person asks for it. Not whenever you feel he needs it, even though you may well be justified in your assessment. I should not have said it means, only that the statement was not made at the right place or time. It may not necessarily be an apology for the contents. Some are much against negative thinking. They sometimes even prefer to knowingly ignore very probable unsavory consequences. Generally, between a little cash and a lot of advice, the former is preferred. But then sometimes you may be the loser. If an accused is silent, he may either be guilty or have lost all hope of proving his innocence. You say something and the other person blinks. He may be dumb and unable to understand you, or sharp enough to be shocked. Generally, sleep evades people who evade taxes. But some politicians evade this law itself. Are they clever, or people are dumb? Food and sleep no problem for the ordinary man, but out of reach for high net worth individuals. Ironical. Liberally appreciate when you agree, but go silent when you don't. Sound policy for smooth relations. What if not ethical? A murder convict is in jail. released on bail. Commits 3 more murders in quick succession. Whose fault? Our laws, of course. Nobody knows his future. But many cannot recollect their past either. But that is a blessing some feel. It's prudent to live within means and save. But some feel it's safer to be indebted to bank rather than bank be indebted to you. Freedom from misery, and means to mitigate any when it occurs, can also be construed as minor luxuries. Some complain that in old age people are obsessed with their own welfare. True, what else can be done when others are busy otherwise? Your philosophy in life largely depends on whether you are most of the time on full stomach, half stomach, or empty stomach. There can be exceptions. A hit in the forehead. Some shudder over consequences. What happens if only it were in the eye? They thank God that it was not so. There are others who neither think nor thank. An angry person is not a good listener. Understands less. Misunderstands more. This we often miss to understand. Leaders who reign supreme in politics rarely welcome the idea of shaping a second in command. For obvious reasons. The broad smile sported by consummate scoundrels in our country is clear proof of the total failure of our entire judicial system. Even mismatches in marriage will work if at least one of them is dumb enough not to realize that. Vedas are replete with knowledge and delivered in soothing rhythm. Even skeptics will be swayed by the music of the rhythm. Resistance to advice can arise from various causes of plain ignorance, inflated ego, or sheer inability to follow the advice. I started writing diary at 20, so that, later in life, I can read, recollect, and muse. But then at 87 still writing. When to read. In property deals, advocates and auditors charge either buyer or seller whom they advise. Brokers charge both for info. Less education. More income. Brokers in property deals claim fantastic charges, but don't guarantee either valid title for property for the buyer, or promptness of payment for seller. A calm delivery of carefully chosen words of dissent can be more effective than angry outburst of random words of severe rebuke. Rape after rape, solo/gang rape, 10/20-year jail. But even courts don't condemn intensive, extensive and exhaustive stimulation in media, which is at the source of all misery. Child that will not be cared for when born better goes unborn, notwithstanding all circumstances. No need for law to interfere regarding abortion. Oh! What a fuss over withdrawal of life supporting system. Whoever pays for it will decide. What's the problem? How do others come in? A man holds 1,000s to ransom through an criminal act. Court procedures delayed. How come all 1,000s meekly submit? Worth analysis. A method of subtle and derogatory suggestion through tonal modulation without commitment in words, adopted by women in some areas, is called NISHTORAM. At times in life, the choice is between mere assured freedom from penury and ample scope for limitless prosperity. A risk differential. When you yield to a temptation, the next will be waiting at the door. satisfaction will be short-lived. Nothing can be done. Mercy shown to criminals is mercy denied to all the rest. But that is what our laws do. High time for judicial reform in this regard. Old age feeling does not arise at any particular age. It pops up when you find no seniors around. The exhilaration of being number one in any field is invariably intertwined with endless anxiety over possible downfall therefrom. If only you think of all the misery in this world, you can't sit back, relax, and thank God for His blessings. The phrase rhyme or reason puts both of them on the same footing. And that is not right. Some of our important decisions in life are taken by our subconscious mind and formally endorsed by our conscious mind. That is the problem. Aging problem, failing eyesight, loss of hearing, etc. Are lights off in your world, one by one massive heart attack. Main switch off. If you like all that your wife likes, you are lucky. If you learn to like, you are smart. If you don't care, God bless you. In the mirror, you don't see yourself exactly. You see what you will like yourself to look like. Your body, dress, looks, and speech and manners represent you on this planet. As to who you really are, nobody knows. In fact, even you don't. Talk to a man and he may sometimes not listen, but whisper and everybody around will strain to listen. People will rather listen to tales of yore than your tales of woe. Land value appreciates for what others around you, and not you, do. Not true for other assets. Be wise and. If only we realize how harmful corruption in the long run is, we will readily concede the death penalty is the only fitting punishment. Thank you for reading.